When managing land use matters, there's actually two records that you need to create. There's both the property record that the land use matter concerns, and then the record that represents the land use matter itself. Now, before you create either of these records, it'd be good to search to make sure that the property record doesn't already exist. You can do that simply by typing in the name of the street and an asterisk. And then you see that I actually did pull up a property that meets the address that I was looking for. Now, if I had a different address that I was looking at, and I searched for it, and nothing was found, then I can go ahead and feel free to create a new record. So again, if you are, if you find a result for an existing record, you'd go ahead and just open up that record, and then scroll down to where it says New Land Use Matter, and then click New, and then you'll create the record, the land use matter record right from there. And you can see that it'll automatically associate it with that property record. Alternatively, if the address you're looking for did not come up in the search results, then you'd simply click the Properties tab and go ahead and click New, and we'll make the new property record. And if you know the zoning type, it's worth putting. If you don't know it, then you can go ahead and skip it. Notes regarding the property is optional. You can use this space to just add any information on the property you think is important. This is not where any details regarding the land use matter should actually be written, though. These four fields, again, are optional and kind of interchangeable. You should attempt to fill them out if you know this information, or if it's listed on the report coming from the advisory board that is bringing the land use matter. So owner individual, this is a lookup field for a contact, that record of the owner. And if it is owned by an individual, you go ahead and click the magnifying glass there, and search for the person and click go. And if you find a result, you can go ahead and click on the person who is the actual owner, assuming they're already in the system. And if none of these records are the person who's already in the system, you can go ahead and click New, and then make a new person from here. And you should go ahead and fill in all their contact information so that you have complete records in your system, but because this is a test record, we'll go ahead and leave these blank. And then you click Save, and you can see that that automatically associates the new contact record with the owner as an individual. Now, if the property is owned by an entity, then you would leave the owner individual blank, and you would do that same thing except in this field. So go ahead and click the magnifying glass, and then here again you can search for the name of the business that owns the property. If you find a result, go ahead and select it. If you don't find a result, go ahead and click New, and then again you'd fill this information out and click Save. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out though. So likewise, you can fill out the contact record for the tenant if it's different from the owner, and you can fill out the account record for the tenant if it's not an individual and it's different from the owner. So at most, you should have 2 of these 4 fields filled out, but if it's a building that is occupied by the owner, then you should only have 1 of these fields filled out. So that's all you need to do to create the property record. You go ahead and click Save. And now what you can do is scroll down to the bottom of this record, just like when we found a property record before, and click New Land Use Matter, and that will allow you to create a new land use record. You want to name the land use matter the address of the property dash the docket number. The docket number should be provided by the report from the advisory board. So you want to type a short description of the matter. This should provide a quick view of all the details describing what the matter is. You want to go ahead and fill out the date that the matter will first appear at the council, if known. at this time. Since it's a pre-advisory board, we don't actually know that yet. And then any internal notes, this is not meant to be running commentary amongst the District B staff, but really more of like a static evaluation of the land use matter and how the district staff should actually react to it. There's an alternate location to put running commentary, and I'll show you that in a moment. So the stage, you have several options. If you want full explanation of what all these different stages mean, please consult with the written instructions. Pre-advisory board essentially relates to any land use matters that you're aware of that have not come through the advisory board yet. Under reviewed by advisory board would be those that are currently being reviewed, those that have already been sent to you by the advisory board will enter the council motion phase. After that, you go into the council ordinance phase, and then if the matter is decided on, it will either be approved or denied. The body bringing the matter is a lookup field. This looks up to account records, and what you're looking for is either the Board of Zoning Adjustments, the City Planning Commission, the Historic District Landmarks Commission, or the Neighborhood Conservation District Committee. And this report from CPC or URL, or other body, this is actually someplace you can paste the link to the web page of the report that came from the advisory body. The suggested decision is whatever suggested decision came from the advisory board or body, either approval or denial. And this is an area with freeform text where you can write any provisos that came with or from the CPC or the other advisory body. So you can see that this record is already linked to the property. You can also do a lookup for the applicant. And here again, just like with creating the owner of the property, you want to go ahead and look for the person's record through the search box. If you find it, go ahead and select it. Otherwise, you can click New and create a new one. And the entity represented by the applicant should be, if there's a business or organization or whatever that the applicant is applying for on behalf of, then you go ahead and look up for their account record. Now, if it's an individual who's applying on their own, you can go ahead and leave this blank. So the applicant's request is a pick list. They're either appealing the decision of the body, they're motioning to uphold it, motioning to overrule it, or for mural review. And you can go ahead and type in any notes regarding the applicant's request. So you go ahead and put the docket number here. And at this point, because the stage is still pre-advisory board, you're not going to know who voted for the motion or against the motion yet, or where the council meeting where the final vote occurred. So we're going to go ahead and click Save, and that will complete the new land use record.